Okay,
Let me
great.
share my screen real quick. So I want to show you a couple of things. The first one is we launched a tour. So whether you are on the CRM portion or the leads portion, a tour will pop up and you can click on that on those things and it will start. It always starts with the video, and there's also some links here that you can click on where it will give you like the the fundamentals, and obviously these are hyperlinks to documents. Just another way to continue to help you set up your leads or CRM and kind of show you how to do things. Of course, you always have access to the chat and you can come to us and stuff, but just want to let you know that we did set up the tour, and same thing on the CRM side. If setting up your account, setting up your pipeline, all these things are part of the tour now. Um, okay. The other thing I wanted to show you is we've done a lot of work this week in the last few weeks in terms of marketing campaigns. We're launching our new campaign automation. The way we looked at this problem is in two different ways, three different ways actually. One, we looked at the problem from the perspective of basic email blasts, right? So having the ability to send an email blast to somebody, having templated emails, right? So like here, if you had these emails to template, things like that, we thought about that first, and then second was an email blast, kind of like think Mailchimp, and so that's the one that is live right now, and I just kind of want to go over that with you guys. And then the third way, which I'm going to give you a preview today, is our campaign automation campaign systems, which, in my opinion, we made it super simple to create very complex marketing campaigns. So, but let's start with the new one, and I'm gonna send this recording. So if you guys are not like you driving right now, Yvonne, I'll send this to you after. But when you click on marketing now, this is gonna pop up the first time you're there, and this is the marketing and automation. You can click on this link here, and it'll take you to the documentation for marketing and automation. Couple of things I want to make you aware of is first you have to set up your authentication of those domains. So let me just show you this. Okay, so we have our email templates. If you guys are not familiar with email templates and you like me to go through more in detail about how to create email templates, I'm happy to do that. We can schedule time, can pass you the videos, whatever you need. But creating an email template is quite simple, and you really should start from there first because you should have some templates set up. And at Motiva, we template everything. I mean, I'm templating even responses to simple questions nowadays, and I just make very simple templates. But the way the email template is broken down is by on the left hand side you have the props and things that you can just keep adding to your canvas. In the center you have the preview section. You can preview it on mobile, desktop, all of that. And you have merge fields, so you can merge fields from it. And on the left hand and on the right hand side, if you're adding an image or adding any content, this is where you will manipulate that content, like uploading a picture or you know doing any other stuff. Let me see if I have an image here. But the whole thing is like I'll show you one that's already made. But the whole purpose of this is that it makes it quite simple to manipulate images. And if you are members of marketing companies like the Tech Tribe or a Datto that gives you a lot of content, you could copy and paste that content right here. As a matter of fact, if you're a member of the Tech Tribe, we're actually looking into a quick uploading of their campaigns in the future. But you could literally copy and paste all their content into our builder and then you can preview it. You preview it on mobile, what it will look like, and then just set it up and save it as a template. Uh, the other thing that we thought about is smart campaigns. Right now, smart campaigns is broken down for us, and it's gonna eventually be 3 different categories. Right now, we have released email blast, which is the one I'm gonna go over with you today. I'm going to give you a preview of smart campaigns, which, in my opinion, like I said before, we've done a really great job of making complex campaigns simple. And so, but I'm going to talk to you about email blast. So the way you start an email blast, and I want you to think MailChimp, right? You have a single email. You're going to blast it to people. Maybe you have a webinar that you're inviting your customers to. Maybe there's some notification of something you're sending to your customers, or a webinar for your prospects. You're going to come to smart campaigns and you begin a new campaign and you're going to do email blast. Now, I'm kind of starting already because I already set up my MX record and DKIM and all of that. But just so you know, all of this information, it's on that documentation that I share with you, and that it's gonna pop up when you log in. But I will say, take a look at these documents, because this is gonna show you how to go into your account, how to click on authenticate your domain, and then after that, you're going to have to authenticate your domain with your DNS provider. You're going to copy these records. We have 3 records that you're going to have to add to your provider. And once you copy and paste those, you have the ability, by the way, to copy and paste from here. You're going to check them and you're going to verify them. I already did this. You guys have probably done this 1,000 times for other websites, so I'm not going to go super deep into it. But the idea is that once you add those records, allow some time, because some of those records, sometimes it takes a minute, sometimes it takes an hour, depending on how much traffic they have. But allow some time once you do it. This is a very detailed documentation, by the way, to do it on GoDaddy. So if you guys are using GoDaddy, you can take this example. And then just come back to Binox and verify it. Once you verify it, you're ready to do and send blast email campaigns, and you're ready to utilize our campaign system. Okay, so just so you know, that's under my account, and you're gonna go to domain authentication, and you can authenticate more than one. I have one already authenticated, my MSP, but you can add a new domain. Just type the domain and begin the process. Okay, just follow that document. So let's go back. So smart campaigns, the one that we have released is the email blast, one-time email to a predefined list. And it's very easy. So I'm just going to create one real quick here. I'm going to say this is a webinar test, webinar invitation test. So right now I have some hashtags that I already have predefined. So maybe I'm doing this to my insurance hashtags that I apply on these contacts, my insurance of New York. And then if you have a template, you can select that template or you can create a new one. So I'm just gonna use this template. And then as you can see here, now we give you the opportunity to preview that template or create it if you want, right? You can change the subject line. So I will do webinar. I will use like a merge field for like first name, maybe do a comma, or just put John or Mike, whatever. You are invited to a webinar, right? And then I could do a preview. You guys know this about this preview on Outlook. So I could do the same. I try to always do this different. Don't miss this or something like that. Okay, and then you can preview that as a desktop view, how they're gonna look at it on Outlook. You could preview that on mobile so you can see what it's gonna look like. If you're adding more images, obviously just check this, make sure that it's right. And then once you do that, you can send a test email, by the way. I already have my email address here, but you can just add anybody to your email. And once you do that, you hit a send, and it's gonna send a test just to show you what it looks like. Okay. And if you're satisfied with that, you can save and continue. Right. And here's the last portion. I'm not gonna publish it, by the way, because I don't want to email those people. However, you can, if you can, by the way, this is a really cool feature. It's a little bit different than other CRMs because we want to give you more flexibility. But you could verify another email to send from. So you know how sometimes, by default, it's gonna have like your own email if you're inside that CRM. Well, you can verify like a good info at or sales at, or, you know, in my case, I do insurance campaigns at Motiva.net. You can verify other emails, or you can use the one that you already verified. So this is like our last step, number 4, review and publish, where we say, hey, this is what it's going to look like. We even give you another chance to send another test just because I'm paranoid about these emails before they go. And then, or you can verify a new email to use and then refresh this button and it'll show up on your list. But I'm not going to publish this. I can save it as a draft, but I'm not going to publish it. But that's as easy as it is to send an email blast. If you guys have any questions on this right now, I'm happy to answer them, but that's basically what it is. Any questions?
I'm
Super
glad
simple.
you share my paranoia and you send a double test.
You know how many times I send an email blast that I was like, man, I didn't test it.
Well, how about when you have an email and you have 10 seconds like to take it back? When you say, I spelt this wrong, or I did this wrong, Yeah. It's like the same thing. It's like the oh shit button. Excuse my French.
Exactly. Um, we are looking to implement at some point Chat GPT into email creation capabilities. We have a lot of big ideas about how to use it. And now that it's widely available, we have a lot of goals to hit for Q2. One of those is allowing you to create more content, or taking the content that you already got from many of the vendors you already serve or sell stuff for. Uh, Datto, Tech Drive, all of these companies. I mean, I pull content from everywhere on our MSP, and I try to make it my own. I may pull content from, you guys know I'm a Robin Robbins member, so I may pull something from there. I may pull something from the tech. I love the Tech Drive uh, onboarding campaign, and my marketing team right now is actually putting that together for our MSP. And so we're gonna build that into Binox. We're also building a lot of predefined campaigns for you. So we'll have blank campaigns that you can just take, paste your images, whatever, and you just kind of go. So stay tuned for more on that. But I want to give you a preview of what smart campaigns will look like in the future. And for me, when I started thinking about campaigns, I really wanted to make sure that anybody that has a basic idea of marketing, especially us, the business owners, that we could build the campaign very easily, right? So I'm gonna share with you what's coming up in the next couple of weeks, and it's something that will continue to grow because we're adding more things to it. But I just want to give you a preview of what smart campaigns look like. So first off, I wanted to make a system that is drag and drop, right? Something that you guys can just drag and drop pieces that make complete sense on how to be done. And so we start with the trigger, right? So right now, we're going to start with hashtags. We're going to have lists. We're going to have forms. We're going to have clicks. We're going to have website reveal people. We're going to have a lot of triggers that will add people to these campaigns. But for right now, I want to show you how a hashtag will work. So when you drag and drop the hashtag, right, you'll be able to add whatever hashtag you have set up. And when you do that, it's going to tell you how many contacts are active on that hashtag, right? And then this is a map. I want you to think about this as a map that you can go in and out, and you can visually see your campaign and envision that. And then the conditions will be things like timers or if and thens, like if you click here, then do this, or if they receive this email and they clicked on this, do that. But for right now, I want to show you the basics ones we're setting up. So you can do a wait campaign. You could do a set a date, right? So if you click on here, you can say on Monday at like uh, 9 a.m. Every day of that week, send this email, right? So maybe you do that every month. Maybe have your cybersecurity tips or something you send out once a week, once a month. And so, but as you can see here, and then I can add an action. And again, these actions for us, a little bit different than other CRMs. The actions for us are going to be greater because we control the phone call, right? And I'm not talking about just adding you a task to call. That's kind of, I notice a lot of salespeople, myself included, if I have a task to call, I just dismiss it or ignore it, right? No, I'm talking about we're prompting you when you click in Binox and you look at that opportunity. I'm talking about prompting you to click here to start the call, kind of action, right? Like almost like forcing you to take the action. So these actions will grow over time, but I'm just going to show you email for now. So if you wanted to send an email right now, again, you could pick a template that you may have, or you could create a new template, right? And that will take you obviously to build a template. But now you have an email going out, right? And maybe you want to wait another maybe you want to wait, 2 more days. And I'm just making stuff up as we go. And you want to run this on weekdays at like 10 a.m., right? So now you're waiting, and now you want to send maybe another action where you're creating a task for a salesperson to, on a specific date, to call this person after that has ran, right? You may have templates of this. So the whole idea is that you're going to easily map out your campaign, and it just makes a ton of sense for you to see visually how the campaign is. Again, this is a preview, so it's not live yet, and we're going to launch with a few of these triggers, few of these conditions, but I can tell you that over time, this is going to be a massive, massive campaign building with lots and lots of new things. And so I'm happy to show you as a preview, but we're projecting that by the end of March, this will be live for you guys to use. Any questions, guys? Cool.
Sounds like all good stuff.
Thank you. Yeah, no, it's great stuff. I mean, I'm excited about the marketing piece because that's really where I'm going to spend a ton of time myself.
Well, I like the way that you can trigger it to run. I mean, you can preset these things for, like, let's say you want to do a campaign or you want to do something, and you can preset it, and it will go out when you want it to, as many times as you want it to, and as often as you want it to. Also, even if it's just telling people, Happy New Year. You know what I mean? You could preset it 6 months ahead or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, and we think about a lot of other stuff about the problems, in terms of how do we interact with people. I'm going to show you a quick example of how I think about the problem, and how we think about Binox, because it's really about the sale, and how you interact with that person. Like here, I have an example here, Mrs. Cabone. I'm actually working on a deal with him. It's a 1,500 managed service deal, and I spoke to him this morning. Now, he's a little older, right? And so as I'm working through the opportunity, I realized that I needed to update the Office 365 for him to the premium one. you know, and I came in here, made this change, and then I'm here on ConnectWise Sell, and I'm about to send this email, and then I realized like I can't send this email to him from here because I need to send it to his daughter and him. So now I will have to go and go find his daughter, copy that email, blah blah blah, you know, and then do all that stuff. Where in Binox, because this is a relational company contact, I could just drop down this menu and his daughter's right there. I mean, I know this sounds ridiculous because one will say, well, you just go copy this thing. But every little second throughout the day adds to a minute. Every minute adds to an hour. Every hour adds to a day. And so for me, it's about making you guys more productive in any which way possible. Okay. So if you don't have any questions, guys, we almost to the half hour. If you guys want to schedule some time with us and go over the functionality, we're happy to do that. And Coleman and Yvonne will call you right after this to schedule the time.
Okay.
And
All right.
I look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you, guys.
Okay. All right, guys.
Thank you.
All right. Thank
Take
you.
care.
All right. Good stuff.